On today's adventure, I'm at my local little lake. I'm at Quincy Reservoir in Aurora, Colorado, and I need it out of my house. I have to go for a walk, and I got a lot I want to talk about on our little 2.5 mile half loop walk. Can't really make a full loop here. It's weird. I'll explain it on the way, but yeah, I'll see you on the trail. Alrighty, wanted to get away from the traffic a little bit. Hopefully my hand doesn't block the mic, but yeah, this year's been interesting for me, to say the least. My job ended in late April of this year. At the time of this recording, it's September 27th, 2025. Currently 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is roughly 27 degrees Celsius. But yeah, so luckily, because I was full-time, I was eligible for unemployment. So of course I filed unemployment, was granted it. That started mid-May. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I should be able to find something in the next maybe 2-3 months. Working in higher education. They're super slow at hiring. And as of now, I've applied to, let's say, about 200 jobs. I've applied to about 200 jobs. I've literally had 4 interviews, including one the other day. And I was all excited for it. I was prepped for it. I was ready to go. And it's on Zoom. And interview started. And legitimately, within the first 10 or so seconds, I knew, I don't know if this is right for me. I can see the leaves changing. So I was like, in my head, I'm like, I don't know. And the questions they asked were like, what the hell does this have to do with this position? And just really random questions. Answer them to the best of my ability. And at the end of it, they're like, do you have any questions? I said, yeah, and I asked a question, got a lengthy answer, didn't really have anything to do with my question. And I took a breath in to ask, a second question, and they're like, okay, so we have other candidates we're going to interview. We'll let you know in 2 to 3 weeks. Right there's your sign. You ain't hearing back. So that sucks. It was the university was Florida Arts and Music. Demographic of that school is like 89% black, 4% white, and the rest is like Hispanic or other. Cool, I would have been fine there. I mean, a lot of my jobs in the past, I worked with diverse communities and diverse people, but yeah, so since I got back from Florida, damn, 3 weeks ago now, holy crap, I've been losing my entirety of my shit. Pretty much internally, been holding it in, holding it together, externally, but internally, I'm absolutely losing the entirety of my shit. I really haven't gone this long in my adult life, purposely, without a job. And being down to enough funds for a month and a half from unemployment is absolutely terrifying. This past week, after the interview, was it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I applied to 30 jobs in those 3 days. And the last job I applied to, I got an email on Friday saying you scored 100% with the comparing of your resume, cover letter, experience, everything that ties to this position. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And at the bottom of it said, this doesn't guarantee an interview. And I'm like, well, shit, I better get an interview. I'm like, come on, University is Boise State. I may have to move to Boise, Idaho for this job. Big issue is the pay isn't that high, especially for having to move. In order for me to move, I legitimately would have to sell my house, and that's going to take a while. It's at least a 2-3 month process, and figure out how I'm going to move all my crap to Boise, Idaho, and on top of that, figure out what I can afford in Boise, Idaho. Surprise to me, Boise, Idaho is pretty darn expensive. The housing is about what it is here in Colorado. So I don't know. Florida A&M, I thought I was gonna have to move there, but in the interview they said this is the coordinator position, remote position. I was like, oh, thank goodness. All right, yeah, let's go. And it was just basically crash and burn. I don't know if I could have answered the questions any differently than I did. Again, I was fully prepared. I was fully researched up on information, not only on the position, but also on the university, like the history and, what kind of classes they offer. The fact that it's a major research institution, which is huge to me because my background in library science is heavily researched. But yeah, so that's basically what's going on with me. And of course, I woke up this morning thinking, wait a minute, oh shit, September's almost over, and I haven't done a hike. I haven't done any sort of a hike, a walk. We're gonna say this is a hike. And I looked back, and I've actually hiked for over 14 straight months. I think this will be 14. July, August, September, and then, well, yeah, last 12 months. So, but it's still my goal to hike somewhere nice tomorrow or next month, November and December. So we'll see if that happens with everything going on, in Chatio's world right now. But we shall see. But yeah, that went on a little bit longer than I expected. If you guys are still here, thank you so much. You guys are saints. You guys are awesome. But yeah, I'll continue this video with some shots around the lake. And yeah, we are definitely at the end of the summer. Want. Well, we hit a sidewalk. Does this constitute as a hike? I'm still gonna say yes, because I don't have any other opportunities this month. And this is out in nature, technically, even though you see houses out there. Just ignore the houses. But I think just around here it has to be cement, because you can see right here for like overflow or whatever. All right, we're getting back to gravel. Hooray. Excuse me, I was getting worried. I was like, wait a minute, no. SpaghettiOs. All right, can't even see the lake here, but yeah, it is darn pretty through here. And even though it's 80 degrees, it's pretty bleeping warm, man. And again, I hear airplanes, so I'm on a hike. All right, we're about a mile in, so another mile and a half or so to go. Guess the park is closed November, December, January, February, and kind of open in March, but it's open bigly huge in the summer. So very cool. But Definitely don't think I want to be hiking or walking around this in the middle of the summer, because you're basically just exposed the whole way. And maybe I'll get a late September tan out of this. That'll be a bonus, huh? But yeah, we are hitting a little curve here and heading back towards the dog park. So yeah. All right, we're back to the scenes of water. I don't know, it was about 5 minutes where it was buried by the trees and the foliage. Oh, here's our elevation gain. I doubt the camera's showing it, but it's a very lazy up. But they say it's elevation up and down of 88 feet, which I'm like, all right, bring it. But I wish I knew this was here. I would have done this sooner. But now I know it's here. And I don't think I'll be stopped. Again, if I'm stopped by a park ranger, I'll be like, hey, I just, walked in, live in a neighborhood nearby, walked from the neighborhood, walked in here, and just walking around the reservoir, not really even stopping for more than, 10 seconds. So, shouldn't be an issue. But, definitely a bummer that they're closed November, December, January, and February, because a snow hike through here would be really, really cool. But it's the city I live in. They're too cheap to pay their park rangers for an entire year, so you can see how they have it as a seasonal position. Once Halloween passes, shuttered until like March 1st. But it's all good. Got some pretty views. The water over there. Sorry, I'm having a hard time looking at the screen. Just bad glare. Got water there. Houses. That would be kind of nice to live in one of those houses and overlook the lake, but not what I get where I live. But very, very, very pretty through here. Yay. Wow, you can see these trees get a lot of wind because the leaves are already pretty torn off on them. But another look at the lake. Honestly, I've lived over here for almost 14 years. Pardon me. And this is it's only the second time I walked through here. The first time I walked through here was probably 13 years ago, when you could go both ways. You can only enter one way and exit one way. But I came in the dog park side, walked around, and as I got to the little ranger station, two park rangers were standing there waiting on me, saying, "You didn't pay." I said, "What do you mean I didn't pay? I walked in here." "Well, you didn't pay. You're not supposed to be in here without paying." I said, "Nowhere on your website, nowhere anywhere does it state that pedestrians have to pay." "Well, we don't know that you don't have a vehicle, so if you don't pay us the $7, $10 now, then we're going to call the police." Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, here's your $7. So it kind of turned me off from coming here for all those years. But Franco said he walks in here every once in a while and has no issues. So I figured, all right, let's give it a whirl with the peeps. My friends of the Adventures of Chatio. That's a really cool shot there. Awesome. I'll have to take a photo of that. All right, see you further along. We're probably a mile and a half in or so. Yay, buddy. Here we go. Huge elevation gain. Oh man, I don't know if I can handle this. Maybe a little tough. But here, watch the water. It's always nice to be out in nature. Yeah, this has got to be the high point. Wow. 88 feet. Okie dokie, well, we're about at the summit. And I think we, I don't know, quarter of a mile back or so, if that, said the halfway point. But yeah, what goes up, we must go down. All right, I'll see you at the bottom of this extremely high hill. All right. Ooh, that's shaky, guys. Sorry, it's probably been the whole video. Aye. We are coming up on the 2-mile marker, which means about another half a mile until we're done with the hike, and probably another half a mile for me to get home. So most likely I will be hitting my goal of 8,000 steps today. Yay! I did it! Well, not yet, but I will do it, I promise. I'll see you further along. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we? We gotta be getting close-ish. I can see the dam's just right there. Good news, everybody. But yeah, so far this has been a very, very nice hike. I'll score it a 7.2 out of 10. A bummer is it's only one way. Another bummer is there really isn't a whole lot of variety other than, you know, the prairie lands and the lake and homes. Fun fact, I looked at a townhouse over in that area before I bought my place. I didn't like it. Needed a lot of upkeep, a lot of work, and it was just like, all right, I'm good. I'm good, but yeah, chugging along, getting there. And other thing is there's not a lot of elevation gain here. I mean, I don't know, half hour ago we were way over there, now we're over here, so not too shabby. I left my house an hour and 4 minutes ago, hour and 5 minutes ago, so I'm pretty sure I'll be home round trip hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes. Not bad at all, huh? So yeah, now I gotta see what the sign says up here. This may be the end, I don't know. Oh well, we'll figure this out. Okay, that sign was just about like the fish you're able to keep and the amount you're able to keep. So I guess they got a pretty decent amount of fish here. They got crappie, trout, I can't think of the other ones, some other ones. So yeah, there's like 5 or 6 variants of fish here, and got ourselves a little pardon me, sketchy bridge, but you can see the road out there. So we are almost done. Wow, it's just trickling in. Okay, we'll keep going. But yeah, I'll probably wrap up the video right here. Thank you guys for listening to my woes, my frustrations, my angst, you can say. I usually try not to bring that to YouTube, but it's just like I just needed to talk it out. And you guys have been such a great support for me on both channels. Thank you guys so much. I thought, you know what, I'll let people know what's going on. I'll give a little, you know, little in me information. But yeah, I mean, hopefully something hits soon for a job, not just a job but a career opportunity to continue my career. And you know, allow me to gain more skills, more experience, more knowledge, more memories. But yeah, so we are here, Quincy Reservoir, wrapping up our 2.5 mile hike around the lake. Probably after I get home it'll be more like 4, but we did it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Bye.